What's up, YouTube? What's up, Aunt D? We're not done yet. Obviously, you seem to have a different outlook on a relationship that you were nowhere near present for. Your niece was jealous of the bond of me and my children, all because she was too lazy to build a proper bond herself. She was too worried about being pissed off that I was good with my children. Yeah, that went on for years before she started doing the stuff she was doing with David. The only reason she did that is because Jazzy was back in our lives, and Jen was starting trouble because Jen wanted to get Jazzy back. Even though Jen did it at her own time and own pace, lied and manipulated, just so she could use Jasmine for benefits and attention. That was it. She was the one responsible for all the mental injury on Jasmine since the day she took Jasmine away from me when Tiffany was trying to piss her off. And yes, your niece knew she didn't have a chance with me. She tried. And then she started trying to manipulate Jen. And pretty funny. It didn't take long to do that. Yes, Aunt D, I had three women that were trying to play games to get my attention that night, apparently. And neither one of them did. Really? If I'm such a cheater, a piece of shit, this, that, and the other, how come I didn't do what most so called alpha males would have done in that position? Right. You're right. I get it. That could be a fluke or whatever the hell you women want to call it. I call that denial, but whatever. Holding doors for her no matter what she did, always did that. The only times I didn't is when she would act like she was independent and could do it herself. That was it. Um, I was her chauffeur not because I made her sit in the passenger seat. She did that on her own. She would hand me the keys and flop her butt in that passenger seat and just do whatever the hell she wanted. The radio, heat, AC, everything was at her control. Don't even give me that bullshit. I can't believe this shit. I really can't. But apparently, this is what supposedly the reality I live in now. Because these bitches want to be delusional and make people believe a reality that never happened. Trust me, if things went down the way they said, with three different women like that, I would have been in jail for all of those things that they stated. None of that I have ever been convicted of. None of that have I ever had any type of fucking legal crap coming after me for that. Ever. So, obviously, those are lies. And if you don't believe women will lie to get their way, throw fits, and paint a delusional reality to do so, well, huh, that would be another lie, that wouldn't it? Well, men do it too. No, F boys do it too. I've already proven I'm not one of those. By words and actions. See, the stuff you say to me on YouTube and all this is the most me and you have ever really spoken. So I think it's very weird how you think you know me. You know, there's a lot of people around your niece that for the whole 12 years we were together, never seen them, never met them, but supposedly they're her best friends. They're blood. They know each other forever. They're so tight. Within a year, right. All she did was find a new group to lie to. You were part of that group because you were in Florida. You went around. Once again. But yeah, I'll address you directly. And just like I've told everybody else, I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to lie about. You can stick any detector you want on me at any time. Be my guest. But if I'm going to wear one, all of you are going to agree to wear one as well, which is fine. Like I said, you can ask me any questions you want. You can even be the interrogator. And we can have, a professional up there. Damn dogs. I already broke up one wrestling match. Goofies. But anyway, I mean, I don't see why you think I'm mad at you or hate you. I'm just upset that you're running your mouth like this to try and run interference for her. And she's already proven to a detective that she was diverting from the situation with another false report. I mean, right there, lying to cops about a situation to divert them away from a situation, and the what you're using to divert them, one was a lie that you came up with, and two has nothing to do with the situation at hand, even if it did take place, which it did not. And it even says in the report that the cop had that she tried to use as a diversion that it was a lie from her. And that's a hospital. So, pretty sure they're going to know if they see burns or bruises or, scar tissue from being hit like that. Yeah, yeah. She knows. And she doesn't know from getting hit. She knows from watching me fight other people, not her. She knows the stories from her brother, which that's another thing they tried to do after they were gone, which tells me that they are guilty of what the kids said and what I pieced together from everything that went on. I'm not stupid. I'm actually very good at doing this kind of stuff. Do you know what high functioning ADHD is? Yeah. Look up the general definition for it, and then you have to learn what is individual. Because even though I fall under that, I could be at the very bottom, or I could be at the really top, or in the middle. Do you know where David gets his high IQ from? It's not Tiffany, right? You know why he's going to tech school? Wasn't because of Tiffany. Do you know why David's in this mess with her? That's because of Tiffany. Do you realize your niece has a very, very serious mental illness that she will actually want kids just to turn them against their partner because they think it's funny and it gives them attention. Yeah, they'll even hurt those kids and themselves. I never really thought she was that far on the spectrum. But apparently, after this move and what the kids were saying, which I didn't really believe them at first, I thought she was just getting them to say a story to get me mad and trying to get people involved so it would look like I was crazy. Nope, she had a different way of doing this. There was multiple times that they talked about this. It wasn't just that one video. And there's other people that they talked to about it other than me, including their pastor, their school teachers, their other grandmother, which is my mother. The other thing is, if it wasn't planned, how did they know? They're not psychic, because that's a myth. That's witchcraft. That's not real. So I'd love to hear your explanations for these things, since you seem to be so wise on me and your so-called niece. I mean, to tell you the truth, you haven't been around. I mean, I know you are her aunt, but I mean, to say that she's your niece like that, that's a lie. You're talking about God and the fact that I don't this and I don't that. No, I'm not perfect, no. And I have a lot of evil little demonic things messing with my life right now, trying to pick at me like a piranha. Which, pretty funny, that's what the devil does. That's not what Christians do, right? Isn't that what you said? I thought Christians pissed off evil with truth. Pretty funny, that seems like that's what I'm doing. 6,500 people, Deanna, seen the reenactment of that accident, and they agreed without any interference or me leading them on about anything. All I said was, what do you think? Every one of them, right down the board. Intentional, 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 intentional. You want me to keep saying it? Intentional. That was the 6,500 people that got to see it. Guess who came in and started running their mouth and trying to attack it? From behind the scenes. They weren't saying anything yet. They kept trying to take it down. Couldn't do it. Then they started trying to make ruckuses because they thought they could get stuff taken down that way. Imagine that. Wouldn't that be cyber stalking? Yeah, that was. I was on my own platform, under my own profile, doing my own thing. They came to me. I didn't go to them. Imagine that. Another lie. I had the kids here for a weekend. David was with them. They wouldn't get in the car and go home. They were scared. I didn't know what to do. Can't ask Tiff, can't level with her, can't be straight with her because she's just going to lie. If I call the cops, she's just going to lie to them. So what do? Your main focus is the kids. You're not really worried about what she's doing other than provoking the kids. You can see that because there was a peace order on me for a year and it closed without incident. Even though she was coming to my house, even though she had a peace order saying that I was dangerous, but left two kids with me for 2 weeks. Imagine that. You know how easy it is to get a peace order? Yeah. You notice how everything she did didn't cost any money, right? Yeah. She had plenty of money. She left here with over $30,000. She had plenty of money. Plenty. You all raised a con artist and you're over here trying to protect what she did. You think you can hide under the fact of what feminists put out about men, even though you all don't pick men, you pick fuckboys with silver tongues and then call them alpha males because you pick them. Then when they fuck you over, you want to sit there and say that, oh, well, that's all men. No, it's not. Then you guys fuck around with a good man, and because you can't do that to him, you just try and paint a picture like that's what he was doing too. Just because shit, everybody else believes all the other stories, right? So where's all these medical reports at where she got beat up? Where's all the court cases or, cops coming to the house because she was beat up? Where's the incidents report showing bruises, lacerations, anything like that? Jen told people that I raped her or forcefully had, I don't even like saying this, anal sex with her, and she had to get stitches. This is what she told her friend Leslie. Then she tried to say it again in front of my sister and Tiffany, and they started laughing and wanted to beat her up. They're having a ball up there. I'm surprised the furniture ain't sliding across the floor. It will here soon. Wow. I think it's amazing the witchcraft and black magic that women play with, and then they can't understand why their life keeps getting torn apart. But it seems like they always try to find a male that they can blame shit on. No, I get it. There are bad males out there, but they're not men. Like I said, they're immature males, aka fuckboys. Now, simps, they're kind of sweet and feminine, but I guess some of them aren't men because of how creepy and perverted some of them are. But I guess that's on a case by case basis too. Yes, yeah. Speak in generals, and then you have to do what is called reality and individual. The details of what this person actually really does. All right. So, what man cooked for you, cleaned for you, took care of you while you were pregnant, including shaving your legs because it got on your nerves and made you uncomfortable, including researched anything and everything about anything they said that was going on with you, just so you and him had a clear understanding of what to do and what not to do. Yeah, I bet that's a zero for you. You know why Tiffany had so many kids with me? Because she learned from somebody else that that's a good way to hide cheating. Yeah, to everybody else, it looks like she's so in love and such a great relationship. But once it's just you and her, and she keeps alienating and burning bridges and keeping people away from you so she can come up with any story she wants, it's kind of obvious. Yeah, I know what she's done. You don't seem to know what she's done. Well, another person that's mad at me for passing on facts, even though, once again, it's a situation that my hands had nothing to do with. But people seem to be mad at me because of what I know about it. Do you know who healed David's ankles? I bet you're going to say your niece. No, that was me. Do you know who was there with David when he was scared and couldn't walk and thought somebody was trying to get into his house? That would be at your niece's house, by the way. That would also be considered neglect, by the way. He can't get up and use the bathroom. He can't get up and do anything. And she just left him there. Oh, yeah? How'd she get fired from that job? Fighting with people, stealing money. Yep, imagine that. Same thing I told people she was going to do. Same thing she did at Subway, even though that job was handed to her by somebody. She didn't get it because she applied and they picked her out of everybody else. She got it because she knew people. Just like Dollar General, she got it because she knew people. Do you realize what she would use a job for when she was with me? She tried to do what her Aunt Prudence did, was turn me into the babysitter so she would have time to go out and cheat, even though she already had a free babysitter and a van that she already did that with every time I went to work anyway. Bet you didn't know that either. Oh, I bet you think that's just a bunch of smoke, huh? Didn't I tell you before that I have proof of everything? See, her dumbass forgets that we had security cameras all over the place. Yeah, she was caught. Everything she did was caught. I have all of it. She knows I do. What do you think she's playing this head game for? She's hoping that she can manipulate people into not even giving me a chance to go through what I got. You're helping her with that. What, do you think I wasn't going to point all that out? I bet you thought I was just some low life dude that got your niece pregnant and put her through hell, right? No, that was your niece. I don't care if you believe me or not. I'm not telling you this to make you magically believe me. I'm telling us so when you do find out the truth, if you ever accept it, you'll know who lied to you and who didn't, even though I don't give a fuck if you think I lied to you or not. But yeah, this is directly to you because I'm just tired of your shit. I can't believe you did that. You trying to make people think that I want some type of hero acknowledgement? Is that it? Huh? Let me tell you something. I've never broken a promise to these kids. I never broke one to Tiffany either. That's why I was there when all this went down. That's why I was the first person she called. There was another reason why I was the first person she called. I was being set up. She deliberately diverted me around where the accident was, so she knew where it was. Also, she was supposed to be at work until 10, almost 11 that night. And for some reason, she was home before 9:30. Right. I don't think she was working that night. And if she was, how'd you get home so early? Doesn't really matter. She called me and told me something was wrong, technically, before the accident even took place. I keep saying accident because, car accident, but it was really an incident. It wasn't an accident at all. And I know for a fact she hasn't seen the surveillance video. I have. I know for a fact you haven't. And I also know for a fact without all the details I have, you ain't even gonna know what you're looking at, other than the fact that it's intentional. Oh, they tried every which way to lie about this. Even David's doctor, since your niece hated me so much, why was I going to his doctor's appointments? Oh, because she hated me so much. No, it's because she was setting me up like she was when we first got together. That's what you feminists did, right? Trained your young girls that didn't have a father how to go against men. Don't bullshit me, bitch. Think I ain't got a sister raised by one of those? I do. Obviously, you motherfuckers went way further over that line than they did. Keep trying to paint this picture of whatever your niece put in your head because I know it's not anything you know. And if she comes from your bloodline, that's all you guys do: lie, manipulate, steal, and cover for each other's bullshit. Just like she put Amy away for stealing money and making up an account and stealing GoFundMe stuff. Now she's back to being her best friend like nothing ever happened. Even though this girl is a fucking piece of shit. She has been since she was younger. Wow. She promised that whoever was in trouble or whoever was found at fault was going to get in trouble. Uh huh. Do you realize those kids were not buckled in? Do you realize Nolan was a 4-year old that wasn't even buckled into his car seat or the actual seat of the car? Do you realize that's what hit Mary in her face? That's what knocked her unconscious. I mean, she was awake and coherent for everything that went on. I'm not going to tell you how I know that for a fact, but I do. There's nothing about this incident you're going to tell me that I don't know. The kids were entrapped. The car wasn't even crushed enough to entrap anybody. That's a lie. There was a tire removed because a neighbor said there was. That's a lie. You have it on video camera and you can see both lanes clearly with headlights. There's nothing in the way. So that's a lie. How come all these people are lying for your niece? Sounds like she knew exactly where to go and who to manipulate. Sounds like she had a plan because she would have had to have done that way before this ever took place. They tried to lie at the kid's funeral. Even though Tiffany's all nice and sweet and buddy buddy with me, all up until her sister starts running her mouth about something that never took place either. Imagine that. You got a whole bunch of females mad at a man running their mouth about shit that never took place. Hmm. Seems to be a constant trend. Like I said, your opinion, your input is invalid. You were not present. You do not have enough I don't even know what to call it. Enough of a presence around everything to even open your mouth. And I would love for you to show where I'm wrong about that. Now, if for some reason you happen to move back to this state and you weren't in Florida for this amount of years or that amount of years, I don't know that. Like I said, I don't know you. All I know is what Tiff said, where you lived and who you were. That's it. That's about all I know about you, other than what I've seen at Steven's party and what other people have told me about you. And what you have said damn right to over a phone or a text message. That's about it. See, I was there and present for all this stuff. I'm their father, and people try to act like shit. Just because I'm their dad, I'm irrelevant. I'd like to know why that is. Let's see. A year and a half with their mother, and they lose their life. 12 years. David, with his father his whole life. No problem. Until his mother got a wild hair up her ass because my niece Angela got her drinking again. Imagine that. All that. Thank you. You should. I don't need to drink that much. I love doing it the way I do. I feel better. Yeah, that was a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, she has a problem. When she gets around somebody, she likes to mirror their character and personality like right away. That's also another very serious mental illness. It can be mild and just, how some people, I guess, you know, try to bond with people that are got a southern accent or act differently or but you can tell when somebody takes it to extreme levels and Tiffany did. I would even bring it to her attention. Yeah, trying to help her. Well, just like with any disability that I was ever told, I faced it head on. I didn't just pop a pill and act like it magically went away. I did things to make me counter it. Why do you think I'm in flooring? Why do you think I was turned into a salesman? It makes me go against those things. I don't get paid unless I complete. One of the things with ADHD, which a lot of people try to, well, you got ADHD. You sure you didn't want not to complete stuff? No, that's not what happened. So this is what I mean. I worked very hard on my disability to get to the levels that I'm at. And people just try to use wordplay to change that reality in their brain. If that's what makes them happy, that's fine, but that doesn't make you right because that's not right. I'm fighting for these kids, Deanna. I don't give a fuck what any of y'all say. Hope that's clear enough. I don't care what she's doing. That's the whole reason why I broke up with her. But you said she left. No shit. Because she played a game after I caught her cheating in February of the year that she left. She was supposed to be here finding a new place to go. She tells me she's going to work on things and change my mind whether I like it or not. You see how she's painting a different reality in front of me to my face? But then when she's with the other people, she's painting the opposite reality. She was doing that on Facebook before she even got caught cheating. Yeah, she was sleeping with her best friend's husband. Then I find out that they're swingers. They've been doing this for years. Then I find out that every time we went over there, and I'm watching the kids so they can go on their so-called walk, they're having a swingers fest. Yeah, she's gonna come out and tell you that, right? Make me look even more truthful, right? No, she isn't. She's gonna shake her head and say, "Oh, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about." Bullshit. He told me right to my face that, and I think it was his way of trying to, tell me and piss me off, and it did. And this is why I started watching things because we were shooting pool at his house. He's all messed up, and he starts telling me how, Nikki's cool with all that, which is his wife, as long as she doesn't know. In my head, I'm thinking that sounds like a swinger. But anyway, he proceeds to tell me that that's why he invites, you know, mothers with boyfriends or whatever over with kids, so that way they can stick the kids on the dad and they can go have fun. Yeah, literally told me that. Then their friend that's supposed to be a kindergarten teacher shows up to their house that day. Me, Tiff, kids, all there. She has a completely tissue thin see through shirt, no bra, no nothing. Just walking around in front of all the kids and everybody. I said, "We need to leave now." That's when I found out what they were all about. Then I started watching, you know, what he was doing around my fiance because at that time we were still together and she is my fiance at that time. No, we did not get married because of her. And yes, that was because of her. Really? I put $35,000 out for a big formal wedding, even though she was trying to do it the non memorable way and like it didn't matter at a courthouse. She kept trying to sell me on the fact it doesn't matter as long as we get married. No, she was trying to do it as cheap as possible so she could keep more money to take. Yeah. See, once I started paying attention to everything after this happened with the kids, I started piecing together everything. See, her hiding my emissions paper in Joppatown to get my vehicle in trouble because she knew how much I was working. She knows I have ADHD. If it's not brought to my attention, I'm not even going to know it. I'm going to forget about it. I'm working 120 hours a week. Have you ever done that? Yeah, that's 20 hours, 6 days a week. Every once in a while, I'd get 17, 16, or 19. Most of the time, it was 20 hours, 6 days, Monday through Saturday. Yep, wouldn't get off work until Sunday morning. hmm I made good money. That's why. I was start to finish. That's why. And my uncle was a greedy Jew. He seen that I was really fast and could make more money, so he would pull on more work. And then he would taunt me with it because he knew I needed money. Come on, you're going to pass up this much money. I know she's going to be probably upset, but she'll get over it. You got to make this. Things like that. And he was right. I did need to make it. So, as she knew, I'd talk to her on the phone all day, even though it would piss him off and almost get me fired, which is another thing she tried. And because I countered it with a hands-free set and bitching at him, she was pissed about that. She thought it was going to get me fired, even though we had this talk before I even started going full-fledged into my business. I was only doing it on the side so she would have me more flexible for her. Imagine that. Got us into all kinds of hot water with money, didn't it? But of course, that's right. That's all wrong and a lie. That's just me being lazy. Yeah. Never been lazy in my life. Did you hear? ADHD. They're not lazy people. I was one of the best production workers in my field. You have no clue how much work that takes. I had enough credits to retire by the time I was 23 because of all the hours I had put in. There you go. That's through the state. Yeah. What's it normally take? 50 to 65 years to rack up that many? And I did it in between 15 and 23. But okay, I'm in a trade that I don't even want to say this because then I got to say all kinds of shit to defend it. But even an insurance company want to see two big burly men before they, you know, want to give you insurance. Trust me, I went through that because I could handle jobs up to 200 yards by myself with no help. And because of my size, they tried to act like there was no way I could do this job. But I had my uncle, which I've been running his whole freaking business by myself for years, standing right there. I have proven myself time and time again in this trade. I don't have to prove that to you or anybody else. Trust me, Tiffany was starting to become a visual professional on flooring and verbal professional at knowing how to install because of how much I would talk and how much she would see me do. I got the name Mr. Fix It from your niece because I could fix anything. I didn't just get that from your niece. I got it from Jen, I got it from Bethany, and Yvonne. Even though Yvonne's dad was one of the ones that helped me learn a lot more about fixing things. And it's pretty funny. If I'm such not a gentleman or such a bad boyfriend, how come my first girlfriend's father is still one of my friends? Oh, wait a minute. I also found out that that's your family. So if I treat women so badly, you really think that big, burly old man, old school, is going to be one of my friends or, still close to me? No, he's going to hate me. He'd want to kill me, right? Right. So how come he doesn't? Because it's bullshit. That's why. Brian, Jen's cousin that she ran to with Jazzy, that pulled a 12 gauge on me. He knew his own cousin was an habitual liar. Everything I told him she was going to do, she did while she was on their property. Took advantage of their grandmother that was blind because Jen wanted to stay with her. They're all on the same property, by the way. I told Brian she wants that because she wants to rip her off and take advantage of her. Do not let her do that. Brian wouldn't listen to me. Then they had to kick Jen off the property because she was taking advantage of her grandmother. Imagine that. Yeah, this is all the night that Tiffany pissed her off, making her think things because she wouldn't stay the fuck away from me every time Dale gave me a ride home. And yeah, if you can get her to be truthful, that is exactly what happened. Oh yeah, I wouldn't talk to her for the longest time because she did that, and she knew it. Boy, she really turned up the heat on that love bombing when that happened. So this is what I mean. You women just keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing for things, and then you think that you can just push it off as something else later. Some of you actually do. Some of you end up making your own news. And then you're mad at the person because you got in trouble for trying to end this person's life. The fuck is wrong with you people? You're not supposed to be mad at somebody because you cheated on them and they told you, look, that's enough. How can you be mad at somebody for that? Shouldn't they be mad at you? Right. Um, why are you going to be upset that when they break up with you, they don't call you, they don't try to hit on you, they don't want anything to do with you, just like they said? Imagine that. More jealousy, it sounds like. I wasn't dating anybody, wasn't doing anything to her. I was just working, taking care of my kids. If she needed somebody to watch the kids so she could work because her and her mom was fighting, I did that. Oh, but yeah, I did nothing but make this woman's life a living hell, apparently. No, she did that herself, setting herself up for failure, like she always did to get attention. Yeah, she does that stuff deliberately because people feel bad for her and give her things. Gee, I wonder who else she's related to that does that. You, her mother, her father, her Uncle Mark does it, her Aunt Prudence does it. Boy, and wow, she's getting this everywhere. Yeah, you are the modern day women that they talk about on Facebook. You, her mother, the feminist bitches that are crazy, that are mentally unstable, e- emotionally unstable, all because of their own doing and take it out on everybody else that they see. That's you. I'm one of the men that tried to step in and help one of you, but of course it was a spider web, right? But yeah, I'm the asshole for speaking the truth. Yeah, I don't think so. But hey, you can believe whatever you want. You're going to anyway, right? But there you go. Again, I've given it to you straight, word for word. Take it any way you want it. I'm tired of this shit. Stop running your fucking mouth about me. You don't know me.